Good morning to those of you listening, those of you viewing GBN Network this morning, whether you're listening via Classic Radio, viewing via GBN TV, those of you via social media platforms, saying a lovely, lovely Monday morning to you. It's Monday the 15th, off April. How's everybody doing this morning? Hope all is well with you this morning. I'm GT, your host here on To The Point for today. And certainly hope everyone had a great weekend. And you are looking forward towards a great week ahead of us, folks. You're keeping that positive, perspective in terms of the week, in terms of what's going to happen. You're thinking, hey, whatever going to be happening to this week? You say positive thoughts are positive dreams. When you think positive, it's when you think negative, it's like you're having a negative dream, per se. So kind of keep those positive thoughts coming with you, and hopefully that it rolls up to you for the entire day and for the entire week ahead of us, folks. Usually, you know what happens on Monday here on To The Point. We do usually have Mr. Of course, Silver McIntyre with us on Mondays. He's going to be running a wee bit late this morning, and as soon as he pops by the studio, we will certainly get into our conversation that we usually have on a Monday. If it so happens that he may be a bit late, well, so of course, we may have to cancel for next week, but I'm hopeful that he's going to be here before we're able to wrap the show up today. Let me say good morning to those of you on the nation's roads. Good morning to you. Be careful. Be careful as you drive along on the nation's road. We did have some showers. That was good. During the course of the night, early this morning, we had some showers. There are folks who will be so happy for that. Maybe have catchment areas around their house that they could have, captured some of that rain. The areas where folks are having difficulty with water and so forth. You folks may have been very, very happy for that. And be able to do whatever you do with it. All right. So here, what, folks, we're going to start off this morning's conversation, of course, with an open line edition. And until Mr. McIntyre pops in and we get into our conversation, we were really gearing up for a really healthy conversation this morning in terms of what we were supposed to be discussing. And of course, for unforeseen reasons, he's going to be a bit late this morning. It happens from time to time. So the option for you to give me the call, 435-2041. You could do so via the WhatsApp also, 435-2041. Let's entertain our very first caller this morning. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, GT, and morning to your listeners and the viewers.
Good morning to you, sir.
And I'm very, very inspired when you come on the radio. You always bring a degree of energy that is...
You find I'm a bit energetic this morning? I don't find so.
I'm not flattering you. I'm telling you. We need more people like that. I
was really trying to tell you I'm not having the best of mornings this morning, as with other mornings. Somehow I had a very not... what should I say, restful night, per se. For some reason, I'm not that energized this morning, but, can't show face on the TV.
But you give it. You see, by the fruits you shall know them, we are told in the scriptures. Anyway, so you have good vibes with you. Anyway, I think there's quite a bit of stuff to discuss. The thing with the bishop and the priest, I think we could learn some lessons from here. I don't want to go through the details and so on, but those people who step in and try to resolve the thing, I think they should be commended. Although my own thing is that the chip should be let to fall where it rests, in the sense that I see the Catholic Church as part of the vestiges of colonialism, and so reinforcing colonialism in its deepest way. So it doesn't matter for me whether the church disintegrated, but nonetheless, it is with us, and anything could be done to maintain some level of harmony in the meantime, then is commendable. It is a lesson that we should learn from a leadership point of view, that leadership is about service, is about contribution, is about listening, is about, I don't want to use the word tolerance, but inclusiveness. And unfortunately, most of our leaders take instruction from outside, whether they're business leaders, whether they're religious leaders, political leaders, even educational. I mean, they all look outside. So it wasn't surprising that there was... In fact, I read something in a Dominica paper that says this thing came about, that drastic thing came about because the Israeli ambassador to the Vatican contacted the Vatican and said, what the hell is going on here in this little country. I mean, and so the action was taken. Of course, emotions came into play, but and then probably age. The bishop is maybe a little bit unsteady a bit because of his age. Mm-hmm. But it's good that it was resolved in the interest of the sanity of the country. But I still think we need to re-examine the role of institutions like these, all the religious institutions that have their base in foreign land. And the fact that we still have to import, although we're importing black faces but with white masks, meaning the people that come here, they represent the white establishment, and whether they come from Nigeria or wherever. And finally, the thing about the Catholic Church, the history of here in Grenada, is that we cannot forget that the late Trevor Emmanuel wasn't treated kindly because his association with Steel Band. Peter Antoine and Lennox Antoine, they was expelled from the Catholic establishment because of their alleged radical, communist, whatever tendency. I could even talk about my own self, my experience with the Catholic Church, but we're not going to that at this point in time. So there's a talk about, there's a shortage of priests. But the people who wanted to be, forget about the colonial thing, the people who want to be priests are not the ones that they want to. They want yes men and yes women. And I'll leave it here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. It's an open line edition of To The Point for today, Monday, the 15th today of April. We do have another caller online. Let's go to this caller and say good morning. Caller, you're so welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I am doing okay. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thanks. Just allow me to send birthday greetings to my son. His name is Von John of Fountainhall. Today is his birthday. Birthday greetings coming his way from his mom, Vanish Charles, his sisters, Sanita, Valerie, his brother Sheldon, his nieces and neighbors, also his loving Aunt Joy Charles. We all wishing him a happy birthday and many more for the coming year. Thank you.
Have a good day. Have a good day yourself. 435-2041. Just had to permit her to slip that one in there. It's not really a birthday greetings program, but I was certainly permitted. 435-2041. Let's go back to the line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Good morning.
Mr. Telesford, greetings. How are you?
Doing good, sir. Good morning.
Pretty nice day, isn't it?
I would assume so.
Yes, Mr. Telesford, this morning I feel to quote-unquote showward. You know what I mean in Grenadian?
I'm listening to you, sir.
I just asked you if you know what quote-unquote throwing word mean in Grenadian.
Yes, I do.
Hallelujah. Well, I'm happy. Listen. Since I was a young fella, I learned couple things, well, certain things, and they have come true in my life. That is why one of the principal reasons why people don't like me. No, I'm not getting personally. It's because I stand for certain things, Mr. And I shall not deviate. I cannot, because these things that I believe have been tested and proven worldwide. My word this morning to Grenadians, pay attention. If you have a clock, this I learned in the technical wing behind the Grenada Boys Secondary School in the 1960s. If you have a clock and it only tells you the correct time twice in every day or every 24 hours, there's only one logical thing, Mr. Telesford. Can you tell me? Do you dare? Will you dare?
Clock has a problem.
Huh?
I would suggest that the clock has a problem.
The clock is broken, Mr. Telesford. It is broken. You know I'm right?
It has a problem.
Ain't no good. Well, save and accept it can be repaired. Well, it'll have to be. We have reached to that stage in this here country, Mr. Telesford. Take a look. Nothing works. I was reading the newspaper. Well, my machine read the newspaper for me over the weekend. Again. The news items there tell you that nothing is functioning in this country. Or we have a lot of fantastic talk about going up and up and up. But Mr. Telesford, the foundation is rotten. The foundation is unstable. In engineering, you call that placid foundation. You cannot build anything on a placid foundation. Take a look at it. But we going up and up, Mr. Telesford. Tell me, you think you will buy one of these big-time pianos to put in a pre-cut Janet house? Huh? Well, I mean, at least but on top 4 stilts? No, you can't do that. I want Grenadians to pay attention. The foundation of this country, and any other country, is Constitution. And the Constitution of Grenada is not even a law. And that has taken me precisely where I want to go. I want to throw out a challenge today once more, Mr. Telesford, to the Grenada Monarchist League. Have you managed to find out anything about it?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Oh, there we go. But they're starring in Grenada, but none of them showing their face, none of them coming out to talk. All they're doing is putting fancy, superfluous articles on the newspaper, protecting the king high and mighty. Therefore, I, as a conscientious objector in this here country, today, once more, throw out a challenge to the so-called Governor General of this here country, the agent of the king, the so-called Prime Minister. And mind you, he was not elected Prime Minister. It's a conspiracy of the group to put him in as that. He leads the country, runs the country as because that is what is established in their law. And all the other agents of colonialism, including the hyper-academic pseudo-intellectual charlatans of the Bar Association and the Constitution gurus, to debate the matter with me related to the constitutionality of this here country. Come out and prove to the people once and for all why Grenada is operating on a constitution that is not a law, that has never been debated, approved in the parliament of our country. Prove to us how it is possible that Grenada, without said constitution, can be a politically independent and sovereign nation state. Let's talk about it. The time has come. Ask the people. Prepare a resolution in the parliament. You have a 2/3 majority. And ask the people a simple alternative question. Do you wish to continue to live under an imperial order of the King and Queen's most excellent majesty, or do you wish to write your own constitution through a constituent assembly so that the people of this country, bonded and binded together, can make a decision for the future of this country, and to be done so as Grenadians and not as imposition of a monarchy. Thank you very much, Mr. Telesford, for what it's worth.
Thank you also, sir. Have yourself a great day, what's left of it. 435-2041. We're moving down to 14 minutes after the hour this morning. It's Classic Radio 105.5, GBN TV, Channel 7, Channel 11, Channels 20 to the point. And we have started to have an open line edition this morning. And Mr. Burke McIntyre do sends his, of course, apologies for him not being here as yet. Hopefully he gets here before we take a wrap for today's show. 435-2041. You have double options of calling in directly, 435-2041, or you could also use that number via the WhatsApp to also call. Let's hear from you this morning. Your views, your concerns. There's probably something on your mind that you wish to express just a wee bit. And of course, you probably, as I always say, there's probably the option of a solution that you have that will certainly make life a whole lot better for all of us here in this beautiful island of Grenada and our sister isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. 435-2041, that's a number if you want to get on the program this morning. And bring it down to 15. Let's probably take that break. When we come back, we entertain more of your calls. You also have the option of sending your messages via the message of our comment section of the Facebook page. And you can send me a message via the WhatsApp also. And I will certainly pass it on. Let's take that break. We're coming right back.
Whatever you've been... On Saturday Saturday, May 4th, there will be a shift on the island as the biggest grilling fest in Grenada moves to the Big Parish. The Maggie King of the Grill competition is at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Come taste the most sumptuous creations from the grill as top chefs and food enthusiasts showcase their culinary skills. Maggie King of the Grill is a festival like no other with live soca music, fun attractions, and games for the entire family. Then from 6 p.m., get a chance to win up to $5,000 cash in bingo. Interested vendors and grillers should call 456-3454 to register. It's the Maggie King of the Grill competition at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Gates open from 12 noon. Bring your appetite and stay tuned to this station for more details.
Maggie King of the Grill is made possible by Bryden and Miners, Hunt's, the official barbecue sauce of King of the Grill, Rubis. Get Rubis, get going. Independence Agencies, agents for Swiss products, Grenada Paper Product, Grenada Bottling Company Limited, and Waggy Tea Rental and Sounds.
Mark your calendars, football fanatics. The GFA is turning 100 this year, and we're ready to celebrate. It's GFA's Legends Weekend, a 3-day extravaganza, kicking off on Friday, May 3rd, and running all the way till Sunday, May 5th. Witness history in the making. The Caribbean taking on the world in a clash of legendary international footballers on Sunday, May 5th at the electrifying Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Get ready to roar with the crowd as iconic legends like Emmanuel Adebayor, El Haj Diouf, Alex Song, Michael Essien, Luis El Matador Hernandez, Shaka Hislop, Asamoah Gyan, Ricardo Bibi Gardner, Russell Latapi, Shallery Joseph, Jason Roberts, Dexter Daps, and a whole host of superstars light up the pitch. From breathtaking goals to unforgettable memories, GFA's Legends Weekend promises an epic celebration of football you won't want to miss. Keep your eyes peeled on GFA's social media for the full squad reveal. GFA's Legend Weekend. Be there.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point here, Classic Radio, GBN TV. It's Monday, the 15th day of April, and we have just moved just a wee bit into an open line edition here on the program this morning for today, Monday. And I do, let's kick off this segment with a comment via the WhatsApp this morning. I'm seeing there's approximately a few of them already. Let me see which one I could get in for the start. Today I want to, of course, urge the former PM, that's the Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell, to don't give up the leadership of the NMP. Doc, you have built up this party for the last 30 years, and don't let anyone from outside to push you aside. Doc, I put my support behind you today. And from today, I will encourage you to keep fighting on, and we'll get the delegates to lead once more. That's a comment from someone via the WhatsApp. So they're making that comment there. Let's see if we can entertain another comment this morning via the WhatsApp. And let's move on. 435-2041. That's the number. If you want to give me that call, 435-2041. You also have the option of calling via the WhatsApp also, 435-2041. Give me the call. Let's hear from you this morning on the program. I know it's Monday. Usually, of course, we have Mr. Silver McIntyre who pops in with us, and from time to time, of course, gives you lots of information in terms of, how we, of course, we were supposed to have continue on, those coping mechanisms in terms of tragedy and so forth. This morning where we capped off from last week, but through these circumstances he may be a bit late this morning. I'm not sure if it would be able for him to be on the show, but if he do get here, we will certainly will entertain him. Let's entertain our caller. Good morning, you're welcome.
Hi, good morning, sir. Mr. Telesford. Morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Go right ahead, please.
All right, there is an observation, something that I observe, steel. When you're exiting Steel Auto River Road, and I made a point on that on GBN at one time, I think sometime last year. The relevant authorities, somewhere there, that they need to install a mirror on the opposite side of that road.
Okay.
Because of that wall that they installed for the back wall for the river, you cannot see the little cars, the low cars, that when you're exiting that area. And I think they need to do something about that, because you can't wait until something happens. Because I encountered that problem there about twice.
Yes.
As I exiting, you have to go maybe about halfway in the road before you can see what's coming on your right side.
And even though you as a driver approaching the bridge area, it's sometimes a little bit difficult for you to see whoever vehicle is coming from the bridge. I have also experienced that.
Yes. Yeah.
I have also experienced that also.
I need you to throw that on the relevant authority, look into it, and try to see how we can rectify the problem.
All right.
Installing a mirror on that area, that's what it is.
So they appreciate your comment and your observation. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435-2041, and it's certainly a relevant point there from the caller. I have also observed that, and sometimes it kind of slipped me in terms of mentioning it, especially in my conversation with Sylvan on morning, sometime on a Mondays, because usually our programs about observations of that nature that could certainly help us as drivers on the nation roads to, of course, make life a whole lot better for ourselves and other road users. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be on the program this morning. It's an open line edition. Let's take a caller via WhatsApp. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. Caller via WhatsApp.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Yes, I just have a slight problem here.
Yes.
With Mr. Rulu. He could voice your opinion, but you see the thing where you calling this so-called, that one does hurt me. And he gets into that sentimental too much times. He getting away with it. I mean, you don't know what he calling to say, but from the time he started and he said the so-called Prime Minister and the so-called Governor General, they should say, Mr. Rulu, I'm sorry. We can't lay your head at. We can't hear that. Right. You in control of the show. You can tell him, we can't hear that. Let him come with something, but you can't just every time the so-called. And then he make a point and say, but anyway, the Prime Minister wasn't elected. And he gets into these things. Right? These people reach an age, they just don't have no respect for people. So we have to let them know, not because of age, you go just come and just disrespect people. You have to have some kind of respect. Simple. You are in control of the show from the time he starts saying the so-called. You have to say sorry. We can't allow that.
All right. So thank you so much.
People that all over.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Hello, good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Good morning to you.
I'm ringing because I am really stressed. I am stressed because I don't know what is happening with Nawasa these days. I mean, gone are the days when, we used to get water. I live in Mount Parnassus, and, I'm 86, I live on my own, and I'm not mobile. I got up this morning. I usually try to have some water at least. But, the water has gone, no water in the tank. You can't, and then you can't get through to Nawasa. I really hope that something could be done on either government side or on Nawasa. Well, it doesn't seem as though Nawasa is doing anything to accommodate its customers. And then when you call them, they're giving you a whole heap of story about we are here to satisfy customers. I don't know which one of the customers they're satisfying, because at this particular time I'm stressed. So please, I would like it to be put on the air that Nawasa needs to be supplying or telling people how to get some water to drink. Places like the Sudan and Africa and so forth, where there's no water, there's water hole, and people can get water, and we can't get water in Grenada. Thank you very much for listening, but I am stressed.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. And I understand the problems you're going through. I understand your plight. I understand your concern. I understand you're being stressed. But I just hope that the folks from Nawasa, I'm not sure what they can do, because we are deep into the dry season right now. Even though we have gotten a couple of showers last night into this morning, that still not make a much contribution in terms of the water that is needed. And the water table, as I've heard, is a bit low. We hear callers calling from time to time expressing their concern that we have lots of water in Grenada, and yes, maybe more could be done in terms of having those areas where there's lots of water, that something could be done in terms of maybe more dams and more catchment areas. But certainly hope something could be done, because it seemed to be a problem that seemed to be reoccurring every year for some reason or the other. 435-2041, 25 minutes after the hour this morning. You have double options of calling in this morning via the WhatsApp and directly. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr.
How are you doing this morning, sir? Good morning to you.
Right.
I tend to support the gentleman as called before. I think it's time that Mr. Rolo have some respect for people. You cannot refer to the head of state as so-called. The gentleman is the Prime Minister, whether we like it or not, and must be referred to as the Prime Minister. Right? Legally, he is the Prime Minister of Grenada, and he must be referred to it as. And people in authority must be respected and reported to. When they come off ski, you deal with them. But when you going into to make a point, you don't refer to them in that derogatory way.
All right,
and I think it's time that those of you all as announcers straighten these people. To have respect for people. Secondly, with the bishop and the priest, I think both of them have blown the thing out of proportion. We understand now they're trying to settle it. What they should have done before is what they're trying to do now. So I'm saying big men in authority must use the authority. The priests have to have respect for the bishop. According to their rank, the bishop is above him. But both of them, both the bishop and the priest, have let down their guards. And they have to understand that you have to respect each other. Right? And the bishop is above the priest. So you have to understand. Right? In any match you play, in any game you are, any organization you're in, there are rules to govern it. And you have to play by the rules. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Certainly do appreciate it a whole lot. 445-2041, the open line edition this morning. Of course, it's not usually the trend we take on a Monday or the direction in terms of the program this morning, but we just have to because of the circumstances. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm just wondering, there's so many issues that we can deal with. Why focus on Mr. Rolo? Why make a whole program out of Mr. Rolo? Your callers need to do better than that.
All right. Point taken, sir. Have a good morning yourself. 435-2041, 435-2041. And, of course, it's an open line edition this morning, and folks have the option of calling in and expressing their views and their concerns this morning. That's the nature of the program we're at now. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I heard you mention just now the Prime Minister should not...
You heard me mention. You certainly heard me mention
his seat, his leadership of the NNP.
Someone is actually a contribution from someone via the WhatsApp who sent in a message. That's what I was actually reading. Not really my views I was expressing. No, it's not they're expressing my views personally.
I just want to make the point clear that there has to be transition, and people cannot rule forever. And while the person's comment might be accepted, I think we have to understand that when a Prime Minister reaches a certain position in life, he has to demit seat, the leadership, for somebody else to take up the slack.
All right, sir. Thank you.
So when they talk about the Prime Minister must not go, what if he dies tomorrow or he dies today? What happens? The party would have to look for somebody to succeed him. And therefore, I believe that with time and with a convention, nature will take its course. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. Also, 435-2041. We have double options of getting onto the program this morning. It's via the WhatsApp. You can do so, 435-2041. You wish to call in directly, you also have that option of calling in directly. Let's go to the WhatsApp for another call. Caller via WhatsApp, good morning. You're welcome. Go ahead with your contribution, please. Caller via WhatsApp, you're live. Yes.
Yes. Is that the spot? I heard you mention about the water issue, and don't want to sound over and over dealing with the water issue in Grenada. But as I still contemplate and look and see how we can solve the water problem in Grenada, it is very amazing. I made a contribution and I heard a gentleman rebut by saying, before you could do anything about a dam, you have to do feasibility study and check the rainforests and see how water falling. Well, I don't know how long a feasibility study could be done, whether it go take 10, 5 years. Mr. Telesford, have you ever traveled to River Antwine side going up there and look at River Antwine Lake?
Yes, I have.
Here you have a body. right, a body of water being under and not utilized. If it is being utilized, maybe a few farmers as such. And so much can be done, whether now someone to invest, check the water, test it, treat it, supply people. You just have a body of water sitting there. I remember that I think was NIS had invested in that area and plant banana, and they was using the river and Twine Lake to do irrigation. However, the banana didn't sustain the whole plantation down. Apart from that, right in Lagoon Road, I'm just showing you a simple investment Nawasa can do. Right in Lagoon Road, you have stream of water. Since I know myself passing Lagoon Road, you have a stream flowing constantly. There is no drop in the volume of water. You have the yachting industry next door. You want to tell me Nawasa cannot invest in that water and let, if it's untreated water, be used when people want to wash down yachts, do different things, so that you will always have more water, treated water now, going to the Grandlands area as such. You have another water somewhere in St. David when you go to Providence. That stream flowing constantly, no drop in the volume of water from that stream. You want to say to me that no way, this is natural resources. This is not something you import in, natural resources, that you cannot invest in those things than you're waiting dry season. Every time people have to complaining, water shortage, and also you have lines. Sometimes people complain the water is dirty and like you can't tell now anything else to put in dirty water in the taps. In England, the Thames River and the water service in London the other day, they failed to invest in upgrading the water system and then paying off shareholders large sum of money, and only to realize when they have to do maintenance, they wanted to pass on the costs to the consumers. The consumers protested and they say, no, the quality of water that we have to get, it had to be better and no cost should be on us. And this is the cry we're supposed to make towards Nawasa. There water, no shortage of water in Grenada, but it's how they invest and tap into the natural resources. The failure to do such. We have too much a body of water. I keep saying 133 square miles, an island of 133 square miles, and you telling me every year people have to be complaining, no water, dirty water, this water and that water. Nawasa have to step up, and we cannot just sit back and year after year the same thing. They have to step up. Yes, it's good that they improving on the lines going down Grandlands, but what's about the water that just running waste? Invest in dams, larger reservoirs. The population is growing, more housing development, and water that is not being treated. You could put a system in place that it can be used for other things where people don't have to consume it. We need to take a deeper look into the function and operation of Nawasa and the investment over the years in Grenada. We have to step up for quality and don't just accept anything and say, yes, they're doing the best. Yes, I agree. They might be doing the best, but they can do better. They need to have some better vision and a broader scope of things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution also. Folks, we do for a break. Let's take that break, and we're coming right back and entertain more of your calls when we return. Stay with us, folks.
of the Grenada 50th Independence, the Royal Grenada Police Force Band presents the second annual Mother's Night Out. Mother's Night Out. The concerts all going down on Sunday, May 12th from 5 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center. Featuring live from TNT. It's crazy.
Time to come. America will have a black president.
John King.
How many more?
June Lodge. Together with the Hitman Inspector, Valine Ned, Samantha Dixon, Alex Phillip, Shane, Innocent, General PP, Kareem, Alexis, Ron Barry, the African Man, and much more. Dress code elegant. It's Mother's Night Out, the Grenada Trade Center from 5 p.m. on Sunday, May 12th. Lots of giveaways and prizes to be won. Champagne and roses on entry. You don't want to miss this amazing experience for mothers. Your tickets only $70 and are available from Kittens Pharmacy in Grand Dance and Grenville, Grenadian Optical, the Police Band House, Police Canteen. Make this a date for mothers.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point. Classic Radio, 105.5, 105.9, GBN TV, Channel 7, Channel 11, Channels 20. Good morning. And those of you via our social media platforms, let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. You're live.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Go right ahead, please.
Great. No, I called it in response to what has happened with over the weekend with Iran's response to the Israeli terrorist attack on the Iranian consulate in the Syrian capital, Damascus. I'm saying this because the so-called democratic societies and Western powers, they are advocating criminal activities. Yesterday at the United Nations, they met in a special session, the United Nations Security Council, and they all condemned Iran. Based on the United Nations laws and charter, what Israel did is a declaration of war. A country's embassy, its diplomatic mission, its physical space where it is located is considered sovereign territory. Israel blew up the building and slaughtered Iranian officials. It's only obvious that Iran has the right to react. Against Hamas, Israel had the right to defend themselves. But Iran does not have the right to defend themselves. You see, my brother, this is why we have so much corruption, so much injustice, so much unrighteousness, and so much evil. Because wrong has to be wrong. I hope if Grenada was there when Grenada has to vote, they do not be an hypocrite and abstain. No abstention. Vote in favor of Iran and let justice roll along like waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. We like to say that because we like to confess this is a Christian society. I only hope we are not doing it conveniently and hypocritically. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Let's see if we could grab some comments via the WhatsApp. One individual is saying, "Good morning. I would like to tell the caller the water that he's talking about. That water is no good because it comes from the prison septic system or some other sort. I guess she's talking about that water that is coming from the lagoon. I'm assuming. Let's move on. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing today?
I am all right. Go right ahead,
Well, I want to really give my support, my full support to the last caller. Yes, I agree because that Iran consulate or embassy is sovereign territory, and Israel go and attack it inside the country, and apart from that, not only that, they kill three of them who they claim to be Hamas leaders, the sons, and in what happened? The grandchildren, apparently 4 children died, and people, they keep on just upholding Israel because according to them, they claim to be God's chosen people. Israel keep on just firing all these, weapons or missiles or however you call it, in private territories. Places, inside, no place is safe. And then when the Israel attack now, the whole world wants to condemn Iran. Two wrongs don't make a right. Hamas was wrong, I not upholding violence. Violence is wrong, and conflicts must never be solved with violence. So Hamas is wrong, and also Israel is wrong to respond. Both is wrong. But we're dealing now with a situation where Israel is continuously attacking Iran and attacking this person and attacking. So I'm saying all sides must stop, cease, because this thing is going to affect us, because even in the all ships, they're attacking ships, and ships have to reroute, and when ships reroute, it means that goods are going to get more expensive. So I'm calling on all parties to cease desist from this aggressive and this genocide that is committed by Israel. Stop it at the United Nations and America, all the two hypocrite and wicked. Stop pumping money and funds and ammunition into Israel's hands. And I say to all parties, it's time to cease and stop this genocide and let this world be a peaceful and better place.
Thank you,
my friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 435-2041. Let's grab some comments. Let's go to the Facebook, grab some comments. And we do have a comment saying, good morning, GT. Advocacy Grenada Inc. is in the process of collecting non-perishable items for the Chantamel fire victims. Collecting Point, Huggins Foodland, Kirani Boulevard, that's Kirani James Boulevard, and Real Value IG Supermarket. Please remember to drop these items in as you shop, and we do have a special needs children in one of the homes as well. Let's go to the phone line via the let's take a WhatsApp caller via WhatsApp. Good morning, you're welcome.
Hey, good morning, JT.
Good morning to you, sir. Go right ahead, please.
JT, I am proud of Israel today, that if Israel could defend itself like that, I hope they defend themselves every day. Can you imagine the Arab country, UN, send over 300 missiles, bomb and everything towards Israel, and they could defend that? I am proud of Israel. I call on Israel to defend itself at any cost. Mr. Jetty, I listen to this program here, and you have people calling people so-called. Can you imagine the Governor General of this country referring to as so-called? That the highest form of disrespect in this country, Mr. Jetty. Jetty, the person who calling people so-called during the last referendum, these people make it clear they call the first two referendum a farce. They even say they wouldn't vote for no farce. And today, you have the same set of people come back and tell you they want a change in the constitution. After they vote no against it, now they come back and tell them people and them keep themselves quiet.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right, have a good morning. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
In terms of that Israel, the Iran attack on Saturday night, we're getting a lot of Western propaganda in the Western media saying that Israel shot down all of the missiles. But the real story is not coming out. The Iranians sent a lot of decoys, which the Israelis and the Iraqis shut down. But in terms of the real deal, we are not seeing it on the Western media. We have to look at the media coming from other sources other than the CNN and the BBC and whatnot. So then you'll get a true story, a true picture of what happened.
All right.
A lot of damage was done. There were a lot of deaths, but we're not hearing that because Israel is ashamed of the losses that they have incurred because of their stupidity. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Come back. The last caller is not quite correct. There was damage, but minimum. The thing about it, like the other caller who says, well, Israel shut down. No, it wasn't Israel, it was US and Britain. Had it not been for them, Israel would be formed. But at the same time, Iran had not meant to do much damage. In fact, that's why they told the United States they were doing that. It's just a kind of a message to tell them, look, don't play with us. In fact, people who study those things that tell you the whole dynamics have changed. Israel and the Americans and them have to rethink their strategy because it shows that's the first time Iran have ever launched a missile or any object towards Israel. And in spite of the fact that it takes a little time, it took, even Jordan was part of shooting down thing from, if Iran really won, that would be the end of Israel. It might also be the end of Iran, but certainly would be the end of Israel. And nobody wants the end of any country. So it's not Israel. Had it be, if it was Israel, there would be swamp. I mean, the U.S. and the Western world, because they created Israel, they're defending, they're supporting Israel and so on. And I'm glad that some of the people, by the way, are speaking out now and are showing the efficacy of the U.S. By the way, finally, do you know that Grenada was on the, not Grenada, but Israel, El Salvador, United States, and South Africa, they were on the same side when it came to the invasion of Grenada. When most of the countries condemned the invasion, these, I think, 11 countries voted. Voted against the resolution condemning the invasion of Grenada. So you understand, but maybe we might be hesitant in coming out outright and condemning Israel. But it's time. I mean, injustice is injustice and wrong is wrong. We can't say because it's a mighty power or mighty powers that they should do whatever. The amount of killing, we can't condone that. That is inhuman. No matter what you might say, the precondition for, what precipitated it. But we cannot, we have seen in movies that violence is condoned and made normal. We cannot have it be made normal in real life now. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I am very, very, not disturbed, but I'm very concerned about how Grenadians are so concerned about foreign affairs and not of local affairs. Isn't it amazing? We know everything of what is happening outside with wars and who fighting who and who is fighting who. And we don't know anything about what is happening in our own affairs. That's my take.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. Let me see if I could entertain some of the comments this morning. And let me see if I could grab from the Facebook page, the comment section. Let me see what's necessary to throw this morning. We have Alpha Veronica Ferreira is saying, good morning. Can you, as the host, invite a riser on your program to clear the air on what's taken place since the cyber attack? We still do not have access to the online banking. We are yet to receive our electronic statements for the month of March, and there are so much problems doing transactions over the counter. There are also reports that the customers might have lost a substantial amount of monies from the incident. If this is the case, shouldn't a riser notify customers instead of just issuing a one-paragraph press release? And that's the individual speaking here this morning. What else? Via the WhatsApp that I could throw out this morning in terms of. Let me see what else is there that I can throw out this morning. All right, let's take this one from the WhatsApp in terms of contribution this morning. I happened to listen to the narrative with Pastor Devon, and he mentioned about many victimization in the last 12 months, where people have to be hospitalized, and some suffers with diabetes as a result of victimization. A pastor who's supposed to be a man of truth will spread such lies on social media. In my opinion, I think his followers should start looking for another church to attend for his irresponsible statement. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
This is my first time on the program.
Welcome.
Thanks. I just want to let Grenadians know that God said, Israel is my battle axe and weapons of war. And there is, regardless of what is happening in Israel now, I need people should read the Bible and understand what is going on. No country in the world would be ever able to defeat Israel. When time is ready, when God is ready to do what he has to do, he's going to bring all nations of the world, including Grenada, to fight against Israel. And he said he's going to fight for Israel as he had fought in the day of battle. So I think we should be very careful in what we're saying about Israel, because God is very jealous of people saying bad things about Israel. And he further said that if you say bad things about Israel, you cause the socket of your eye to go down into your belly. So that's my take on it. Just we have to read our Bibles and follow what is going on, because the war in Israel didn't just start. It started in Rebecca's womb with the 2 children.
All right, cool.
So the people in Israel are the descendants of Esau and Jacob. And that enmity was started in the womb. So we just have to leave Israel and let them do what they have to do.
Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution this morning. And you heard from the caller, folks, the socket of your eyes may get down into your belly. Let's take another contribution this morning from the. Let's take this one from WhatsApp. And this individual say, "Good morning, sir. Mr. Rolo has been calling the Prime Minister so-called for the last 15 years. No one had a problem. Why all of a sudden people complaining about that?" Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Pleasant morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Yes. I just want to leave a scripture reading in Acts chapter 3. And I'll read from 17 to 22. "And now, my brother, I know what you and your leaders did to Jesus was due to your ignorance. God announced long ago through all the prophets that his Messiah had to suffer, and he made it come true in this way. Repent then and turn to God, so that he will forgive your sin. If you do, time of spiritual strength will come from the Lord, and he will send Jesus, who is the Messiah he has already chosen for you. He must remain in heaven under the time come for all things to be made new, as God announced through his holy prophet for long ago. For Moses said, the Lord your God will send you a prophet." Amen.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Have a good day. 435-2041. 435-2041. We have approximately 4 minutes. Let's say 5 minutes left on today's program. It's to the point. It's an open line edition. You have the option of calling in via the WhatsApp or directly 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line once again. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, GT. Thank you for taking my call.
Good morning to you.
I just want to throw this out for what it's worth concerning the water situation in Grenada. How many local water companies we have now, and what is their source of water? I just want to throw that out for what it's worth, okay?
That's interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. 435-2041. How many water companies do we have of Grenada right now, and what's their water source, or where they're getting their water from? If you never thought about it this before, maybe you can give it some thought now. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Oh, yes, good morning, GT, and how are you today?
I'm doing all right, sir. How are you this morning?
Well, just quiet.
All right.
Have a good day. Great observation by your last caller.
Yes.
What is the source of the water? The water company, yeah? And what is the price of the water? So if you have so much company joined for more source, could our water be cheaper? Yeah? Now, with respect to the war in between Israel and Palestine, no, it is biblical, yeah? So that is prophetic. I believe the problem we have in there is the U.S. and the EU, mainly the U.S., that is creating this problem. If you leave the Palestinian and the Israelites to have their battle until the close of prophecy, I don't think we're going to have this problem that we have in the way where every single country of the world is suffering now as it relates to high prices. So I think the problem there is the US of A that is intervening and creating more problems that should be there. So if they leave them alone, they'll flare up and die down, flare up and die down until prophecy close on them. That's it. That's just my take on it, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you also for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let us know if you want to be part of the just a few more minutes left on today's program. And once again, Mr. McIntyre sends his apology for unable to be on the program this morning. But certainly next week, once the Almighty permits, health, strength, and everything else, he will be here. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Hello, good morning, GT.
Good
How
morning.
are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, sir. How are you this morning?
Well, I'm fine. We have very little time. But I just want to throw that out there. I'm very intrigued when people talk about the Bible, and the Bible say this and the Bible say that. But I would like when they're doing that to see which Bible they are talking about. I learned not too long ago that the oldest Bible has been the Ethiopian Bible, or is the Ethiopian Bible. The Ethiopian Bible has 88 books, was bound into the Ethiopian Bible. However, the current Bible, most religions are using, the King James Version, even the Douay Version, they have only 66 books. And the question I want to leave with your audience this morning is, what happened to the 22 books that's not included into the current Bible most religious organizations are using? Thank you very much, GT.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number here to get on to the point this morning. Just a few more minutes left on the program this morning, and you certainly have the option of chiming in, of course, before we wrap up today's program. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you.
My first time calling to the program.
And you're certainly welcome.
I just hear something there, and I think I should correct that. There is a sister who says that what's going on in Israel, but what I know is that Israel is not a land and will never be a land. Israel is God's chosen people. She must go read the Bible properly, and as the man now asks, what Bible are you reading from? Israel is never a land.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You too, have a good one. And of course, feel free to contribute to the program again once time permits. 435-2041, 435, 2 minutes before we wrap this morning. And I certainly want to thank all who have contributed thus far to the program. So let's have at least 2 minutes. We can accommodate another call or two before we wrap this morning. And I want to once again, on behalf of Mr. McIntyre, apologize for him not being on the program this morning. And due to circumstances, totally beyond his control. Let's entertain this caller. Maybe my final caller for the morning. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, Israel was chastised in the past. That means they are subject to doing wrong, and they are human beings. Thank you very much.
Thank you also for being on the program this morning. Still have about approximately 1 minute. Someone could probably get in pretty quickly if they need to make a contribution this morning. We had to, of course, move to an open line edition for today's program, and due to, of course, Mr. McIntyre, of course, having some situation totally beyond his control this morning, and we had to just proceed to an open line segment of the program this morning. But let me take a time to thank all who has contributed to today's program. Certainly been an interesting one. And of course, besides the other issues that folks were having problems with, I certainly hope the individuals that you having problem with via the phone, via the calling in and expressing their views. As I said, it's an open line. Folks have the opportunity of calling and expressing their views and concerns. And not everything someone or the opinion of someone maybe of course the views that you may be accepting. So I certainly do understand when people call and have a little bit of a problem with it. And we have just around 45 seconds. So this caller, you have 45 seconds to go to make a contribution. Go right ahead, please.
Hi, JT.
Good morning.
And how are you?
I'm doing pretty well, sir. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with the Grenadian people just taking in the Bible line, hook, and sinker. They should check on who the authors of the Bible were. That's why they call these things history. Everybody writes his own history. And what is recorded in the Bible, as history would teach you, is that these folks wrote to their benefit. They call themselves the children of God and blaspheming in all kind of manner and doing as much evil as they could. If you check the Bible, especially the Old Testament, 99% of it is about war. They glorify war. If you go to the New Testament, it was written by a Jew about another Jew. Stories created with the help of William Shakespeare. We got to do our research and liberate our minds. I'm sorry I don't have enough time to elaborate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Hey, folks, that's how we take a wrap for this edition of To The Point. Join me again tomorrow for another edition of To The Point here on Classic Radio, GBN TV, our social media platforms. Thank you all who have contributed to today's program for making it as interesting as it was. Have yourself a great day, folks. And until then, have yourself a good one. Be good to yourself and others. Have yourself a pleasant day. Goodbye.